Dress Up Mom. I got my first tattoo 7 years ago, and I have 3 of them. They're all around that amount of time. One's a little bit newer, and I thought that what I would do in this video is tell you how I feel about my tattoos 7 years later. But first, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you are a regular viewer and subscriber, I absolutely love you. Thank you so much. If you are new to the channel and you like what you're seeing, please subscribe. It's just the button here. It means the world to me. I'm trying to grow this channel. We are also on all the social media outlets, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at The Dress Up Mom, hashtag The Dress Up Mom. You can check us out there too. So if I were able to go back in time and tell my 20-year-old self that I would have tattoos later in life, I would have thought that I was crazy, that you're crazy. There's no way. I was just not something that I would have ever guessed would happen to me. So life is just interesting. What happened is when I turned about 40, I started to do yoga very regularly. It's been something that I really love in my life. And during yoga, I saw some really beautiful tattoos that people had. And I was able to talk to people about them, why they got them, their experience. And it made me really want to have one. So the thought kind of was seeded there. And the thing that really resonated with me as people were talking about them was that the tattoos really kind of marked a certain place in time for a person. They were usually done at a time when there was something very big going on, or at least I know some people just go and get a tattoo like willy-nilly. That was never going to be me. But the people who really thought about them, or as I was talking to some of the other yogis, they really wanted to commemorate a time or a place, or they had some sort of an image that they really wanted on their body to remind them of something. So I could really resonate with that. So the seed was planted, but it was another 10 years before I got my first tattoo. So I had received from my son Dane for Mother's Day, probably like 5 years before I even got the tattoo, this really cool drawing that I absolutely loved. It was in a lotus flower. It had our names, the 4 names, in a small circle. It had the Om in the middle, and I absolutely loved it. And it kind of always stuck back in my mind like, wow, this would make a great tattoo. So when I turned 50, or right before my 50th birthday, like 6 months before, my husband Doug had been diagnosed with throat cancer, and it was a very, very difficult time in our family. He had this treatment that was so hard on him, and he was such a trooper throughout all of it. So I really wanted to commemorate when he was finished with that in his first year. I wanted to commemorate that. And I got my first tattoo, and I ended up taking Dane's little drawing, and my tattoo artist made a really nice rendition of that, and I put it on my ankle. Now I do remember that I wanted it really on my arm here at first, or right here on my hand. That's where I thought I wanted it. It was a little bit bigger, and I did think about, like, I work in a professional environment, and I was kind of thinking, oh, that might be a little bit big to have here. I'm glad I didn't put it here, and I love it sort of grounding me on my ankle here. I also really researched where I wanted to get my tattoo, and I love my tattoo artist, Dave, who owns Big Fish Tattoo in Solana Beach. Plug for him. All 3 of my tattoos were done by him. Shortly after that, like literally a month after, if not, I ended up getting my second tattoo, which is here. It is where I wanted the original one to be. And there is this Serbian proverb that I absolutely love. It is, be humble, for you are made of earth. Be noble, for you are made of stars. So I got the second part of it, be noble, for you are made of stars, here on my wrist. Dave turned it into a kind of word art that looked to me a little bit like the universe. Now, it was kind of interesting because my parents are both alive. They were still, you know, obviously alive, and I was still, even though I was 50 years old, I was still kind of, oh, what are my parents gonna say? And it was fine, they were fine, but they said something that a lot of other people said, which I thought was interesting. Oh, how are you gonna feel about those tattoos when you're older? How are you gonna feel when you're 90 and you have those tattoos? Now, I never thought of that. I just like, when I'm 90, I'm gonna love my tattoos. I hope, at least. I'm thinking about them a lot. They have meaning to me, but it is something that people have said several times now. How are you gonna feel when you're older with these tattoos? So it's been 7 years, and I gotta say, I love my tattoos just as much as I had when I first got them. The third tattoo I got was the beginning part of the proverb, because I always really missed that I didn't have that beginning part of the proverb. And I ended up getting that one when my husband Doug was 5 years cancer-free. Another time that I really wanted to commemorate that was just so nice and such a great blessing, and I wanted to have that commemorated. So I turned that into kind of a spiritual looking one, and I put it on my back. I also always wanted 3 of them, and I like that they're kind of in different parts of my body, anchored here, on my arm, and then back up here on the back of my neck. So all of this I had pictured, gave a lot of thought to, and I love them. I still love them. I personally think that I'm going to love them when I'm 90. I mean, I guess if my skin starts to sag or something, I take good care of them. I put sunscreen on them wherever I'm out, and I don't know. I don't think is age something that should matter on this area? I'd love to hear people's comments about like why that would be something people would say. How are you going to feel about your tattoos when you're older? I mean, I got them when I was already older. I could see if it was on a whim and I had some sort of weird thing that I hadn't thought about, maybe I would regret it, but I'll tell you, I do not regret these one bit. I don't want another one. I mean, they were very painful for me to get. I never got that sort of high that some people get from getting a tattoo, and I'm not, you know, addicted to them in any way, shape, or form. I absolutely love my 3. I'm good, and that's it for me. One thing that was interesting about doing this older, now I'm pretty established in my career, even though I work in a very professional environment. I work at a law firm, but I do client relations and marketing, so I didn't feel, and I don't feel like I need to hide my tattoos at work. I wear them pretty proudly. Now, I think they're tasteful and they're nice, but they're pretty visible, and I'm sure some people are like, wow, I can't believe she has a tattoo, or why is she showing her tattoos? But they are a part of me, and I'm proud of them. Now, every once in a while, maybe if I'm going to a client or something, I might cover like them up a little bit, but not really. Honestly, that's one of the things about getting them a little bit later. I feel a little bit freer in my life, and I like showing them because I love them. So I would love to know your tattoo stories. If you have them, please leave them below. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, have fun and dress it up a little.